星はまだ勝ち進んでいるのか？
は、銀河辺境 A ブロック予選を勝ち抜き、グランドセレスタ本戦に駒を進めました。ご心配には及びません。我らの未来を脅かす青い星の者たちは必ずや排除いたします。
伝説の話、父上も信じておられたな。世界に危機が訪れし時、我らが未来は7つの光の先にある青い星の者たちに委ねられる。
亡きお父上様の仰せの通り、その伝説が真実であったとしても恐れることはありません。我らが四天王の手で地球は確実に敗北することになります。
ふーん。
エピソード6、宇宙への旅立ち VS 砂の惑星サンドリアス代表11。
What's this? The title card now has a different background graphic. Speaking of different background graphics, amazing! It's like a sea of stars. Yes, we are currently in a spaceship. So pretty. Look there. That's Earth, isn't it?
Huh? Where? Where?
Look, right there. Do you see it? Wow, it already looks so small. We really are going to another planet, aren't we? That's right, Victor, we're sending you home. You always kind of looked suspiciously like an alien. Now it's time to get rid of you. That's not an actual plot point. He is an Earthling, just in case it needed specifying. Ah, we're finally in space. They all made it. If the little ones are going to be fighting fit, Auntie's got to make some stellar rice. Huh? What was that noise over there? Metal Gear moment? Has Solid Snake boarded the Orion Express? Has that box of oranges always been there? How can you tell it's oranges? That's very subtle. It's got a kind of orange dot on it at the bottom right, but my imagination must be getting the best of me.
This is Solid Snake. We've made it aboard.
Yeah, it is actually unleashing somebody. Oh no. Welcome to the Earth 11, Snake.
Arion, what are you still doing here? Everyone has gathered with the coach in the meeting car. I think he wants to talk about our next steps.
Okay, got it. I'll head there now.
The meeting car? That's past all the boarding cars. Let's go.
And indeed, we can now freely have a look around the Orion Express. How do you say it? It's certainly the season in Japanese is Inazuma 11, Orion, no Kokuin. But then Americans are like Orion and Aries, and then over here in Britain we're just kind of stuck in the middle somewhere. Well, we'll say whatever comes to mind. This room here is kind of Ray Dark's office. I think I'm just going to call him Ray Dark. He is still going to go by the identity Astro Black, but here we are in the cabin of the Orion Express. This is where we would be clicking to actually go back to Earth, should we have that option. Of course, right now we cannot because we are in space. And I think that's kind of, you know, something that warrants a bit of attention because we're halfway through the game now. And I kind of didn't notice, but Chrono Stones does this as well. The last two Go games have kind of built their entire identities on the second half of the game, not so much the first. This one has kind of just had 5 consecutive matches of regional qualifiers against aliens disguised as national representatives, while Chrono Stones just did whatever it wanted for the first 5 chapters. But now it really comes down to this. The story is fully kicking into gear. If we were in the anime, it would only be about episode 15 or so before you go into space, and to be fair, that is still longer than the duration of some anime in general. But, you know, the Galaxy anime lasts about 45 episodes, I think, so overall, definitely a heavy lean towards the space stuff, whereas in the games it's more 50-50.
Arion, we can't leave now. Remember, we're in space!
space! So please don't eject yourself into the galaxy. You may notice that these cabins, I say while we've seen precisely one on screen, but just in case it wasn't clear, these are exactly the same dorms that we found on Earth in the kind of Odaiba football ground. So if you go back there now, these cabins just aren't going to be there anymore. Instead, this train completely just blocks the path, and indeed, you can never get back on the bridge ever again. That is just a lost map, which is kind of odd because I think it had... Did it have a conversation topic on it? I'm pretty sure it did. But truly, I'm unworthy of this splendid cabin that has been created for me. Yes, Zack Avalon, you are going to be joining the squad, and we're actually going to take a bit of a closer look at that now, because, well, press F for the Colonel. We recruited him only episodes ago for exactly one match where we didn't use him, along with Primrose Proper, Humphrey Dictable, and Placidus. And now it's time for them all to go, unfortunately. Zack, you are the eldest son in the Kabuki family, and I think you can kind of get the idea of him already. He's vaguely similar to someone, but this move, Kabuki Strike, is fairly unique, actually. It pays homage to his role as a Kabuki actor. 120 power is pretty good. It's called Kabuki Break in Japanese, so that's kind of like Disaster Break, and then that became Disaster Strike in the dub, so Kabuki Strike. That's the only little reference to a certain Mr. Avalonic in the move, but otherwise, it's all entirely his. He is level 20, so that puts him right around the level playing field of our other guys. But the main things that we need to be focusing on is getting our other members of the Earth 11 involved. Sorry, Sweep, it's not you. So all of these extra members, except for Quentin and Vulpine, I want to get involved with the proceedings at some point. But the first ones that we need to truly focus on are the three that I got through the random number generator and locked myself into using in the very first match. Faye is going to be coming with us. He's already got Dance on Air, which is kind of incredible. Lucian, meanwhile, has Emperor Penguin number 2 only, and the move's difficulty is 200, which means that to use it properly, he needs a technique of at least 200 to reliably pull that off every time. His technique is 46, which means he's got one move, and it's going to fail most of the time. So we'll put him on the team regardless, because this is what Random decided. He needs to impress his uncle, and Eugene just needs to impress the world with the use of Dragster. He does have a lot of speed, and that is just about all. We have one more space, and of course I'm going to occupy that with the new main character because I haven't really addressed the kit yet. Hello, Bylong, you are the new captain of the Earth 11. How does it feel? I'm going to have my legion of white hair boys just trailing behind me. Look at the size difference between the pair of them. Feels bad for Bylong. Charisse, you can probably still hang about because all of the previous matches, we've kind of had a bit of a no-brainer in who we were going to be using, right? The 11 story-required players were going to be the 3 that we're going to use. Let's swap Zack on as well for demonstration. Yeah, just the 11 members of Inazuma National were our 11, but now we've got Zack bringing us up to 12, alongside all of the others that we want to start getting involved as well. So now we actually need to start thinking about who we're going to use. So Alpha, Dave Quagmire, these are all people that I'm excited to use in the future, but not necessarily yet, because we don't want to completely just remove the canonical Earth 11 from the proceedings. But hey, they will still get themselves involved with every chapter. I mean, we've got to unlock all of their totems, right? That's the new gimmick, and plenty of them will just be story required as members of the team for plenty of matches still to come. Looks like the meeting vehicle's just around the corner. Even the meeting vehicle is the same cabin that was on the ground before. This was our singular meeting room place. You can't go any further. But look at this, Master SWAT Terry. Wait, he's actually had to be removed from our following squad because he's in the room, deliberately running ahead of us so that he can sit next to Ricardo. Jeez, man, you're a bit keen, aren't you? You've definitely found your best friend. Keenan's also here at the back. Do we already know who we're playing against in the first round? Well, I don't actually. So let's go and find that out, because it's not like they're just going to say, "Are you playing against Uzbekistan? Go to the Saint Space Stadium." We are heading to another planet right now, so I think it's especially important.
We will now discuss our next steps. The Grand Celestial Galaxy Tournament will take place in the Milky Way, over 188,000 light years from Earth. Currently, we are making our way to our opponent's planet for our first match.
Hold on, if it's so far away, how will we get there, coach? I agree. Even if we travelled at the speed of light, it would take us 188,000 years to get there. What? 188,000 years? You're joking, right?
What gives? We're gonna be old men by the time we get there. Your concern is unfounded.
Look at the difference between the size of their heads. Frank absolutely just massive in comparison to his coach Ray Dog. I know he's leaning towards the screen, but no, we're
Going to warp to our destination.
So you're saying this train can warp us there? But how?
Indeed.
Ah, yes, I see. The Galactic Federation are much more advanced than us. They're already able to warp. Amazing. To think we'd actually get to experience something like this. How exciting.
Earth 11's first match will be against a planet by the name of Silica.
The planet of Silica,
We will now convince... Wait, no, I'm wrong. We will commence the warp tomorrow morning. Our direction has been altered to reach the appropriate warp zone. That is all. Return to your rooms at once.
Okay. Where am I? Ah! A waterfall? No, it's sand. A waterfall made of sand. How is that possible? Ah! What are you? Wait, don't go. Hold on.
こんなところに何があるの？
ピクーン。
あ、
ピクピクーン。
君はこれは石？
Oh, thank goodness I'm awake. That was a heck of a dream. Piku? Huh? Piku! Ah! What is that? Piku! Wait! Piku! I hope you don't get sick of that line of dialogue, because we've got a fair bit more to come. Piku! If I change just one letter, it'll sound like Pika Pika, and then everyone will want to buy the games, right? Piku! Pika! Oh, isn't she cute? What even is that thing? I don't know. When I woke up, it was just floating around my room.
You don't know? Well, it must be some kind of savage space creature. How did it even get in here?
Always on your guard, Terry. A savage space creature. It's true, though. How do we know we can trust this thing? My dream.
Huh? What are you on about?
It's the same creature that I saw in my dream last night. So you're saying that it escaped from your dream into the real world? That's completely impossible. We're in space now, Zippy. It's no surprise to see something beyond our wildest imagination. Think about it. Piku! Oh, so cute! Hey, we gotta give her a name!
You really want to name it? Well, who knows some dog names? Or cat names, I guess. Whatever fits.
She's like a fairy. A space fairy. Then how about Pixie? That's a type of fairy after all, and the name seems nice regardless. Keenan, I really had higher expectations of you than that. You've got one of the best names in the series, and here... Yeah, I love it! We're naming her Pixie! That's like... naming a dog. Dog! I say, as someone whose childhood plush toy that I've had since the age of 0 is a dog called Dog. But, well, it's nice to meet you, Pixie. Piku! She's even saying Piku Piku. It's like she was destined to just be called Pixie, the nameless Pixie. Anyway, it's a member of the party now, I guess. That's not quite true, but I think she's pretty fond of you, Arion. Take good care of her, okay? What? Why me? Are you guys serious? Piku Piku!
Ah! Auntie finally found you, kids! I need you all in the dining car! Follow me, okay? Quickly now, quickly!
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just going to pretend I didn't see this small flying alien creature behind you.
I wonder what that's all about. Should we head off? Maybe it's bad.
Oh no! Ray Dark has fallen out of the ship! He's currently lost in space!
But... Well, we can once again explore. There's more inner link to read. There's yet even less escape from the ship. So we'll check in on the inner link. Arion's dream. It's even going to turn into an inner link thread. So this one's kind of like part of the story. It's probably Galaxy, I think, is the one that has the most canonical input during the inner link. I think there's even a part of the game later on where we're essentially forced to read part of it. But everyone, you aren't being very vigilant about this intruder. Thank you, Zippy. We can't assume that it's a good thing just because it's cute. I mean, it's probably fine, but calling it a savage space beast and an intruder, this is the approach I prefer as we carry on through the ship. So again, these are the same cabins as before. There's no one in here, so I guess this was... no, actually we saw Victor's room, so it's not that. But the further we get along it, yeah, this is Trina's room, as we can see, you'll even find that before you can get to the cafeteria, the dark room is here too, so the one that they'd hidden underground, even that is now officially part of the Orion Express. So calling it Orion, it's going to be 50-50 every single time. But above all, I want to actually make use of this thing, because we have lots and lots of new team members, and I'm sure it'll work even better now that we're training in space, right? Faerun, welcome back to the squad. He's certainly going to be carrying some weight with Sir Rabbi now that we can actually use Full Moon Fever in a way that's not just weaker than splitting hairs. But Lucian, I think what you need really is technique, but I'm actually going to do a bit of explosive dribble, so let's see if I can do any better than on the previous occasions. Ricardo's high score is 37,000 and something, so Lucian, use your high speed that doesn't actually affect you in this Mario Party minigame and see if you can set the new record. Even I say Mario Party and then I immediately say, new record! Anyway, see you at the end. Oh, there's a treasure on screen as well, and I didn't get to collect it. I think I just barely made it to level 15 and got magnetism. I'm actually being offered 12 points, so I'm just going to throw that all onto technique in the hope that Emperor Penguin number 2 at least works. once he is level 99, that will have been entirely wasteful because he will already have enough technique to do moves like that by then. But, you know, I don't want to supercharge these players and make them way too good anyway. So, let's have a second attempt. Can Eugene beat Ricardo's score? Oh, come on, give me that last one. I, to be honest, thought the patterns of the bombs and the missiles was randomized, but no, they were going in a very deliberate pattern towards the end, and we've been rewarded with Fugue Wave, which I suppose is a very, very good dribbling move to be given, actually. So we can pour quite a lot into Eugene Peabody, and the main thing he needs is block, because, I mean, I'm hardly going to play him upfield, am I? And his block just so happens to be awful. But the main thing is we managed to pass 40,000 points there. So if I go into the player records, I've got a new thing. I didn't know if I would be able to pass 40,000 because that game is kind of brutal. Like, they put you through the absolute ringer there. But we've got the bronze medal, we've got the silver medal, but the gold just lies somewhere beyond in another realm. To get 50,000 points, you've got to be speedrunner level, I think, to be honest. I wasn't even close, and I did quite well. Not that I included the footage. Maybe if I did that, then I could be revealing myself to be a huge liar. Anyway, Andrea's here in the cafeteria. I see somebody over there. And that's why we're going to carry on entirely, because over here we can invade Glacier's room, and inside this very missable chest, if you went to just go and speak to a certain person that Andrea spotted, you would have missed the small silver key. Remember all those treasure chests that have been teasing us throughout the entire game and we couldn't open them because we didn't have the silver key? That's where it is, so go and get it, and of course, well, I mean, I would be perfectly happy to delay the conversation that that we're about to have. Think of anything else I could do? I save the game. Let's how are you doing with your day today? I'm fine. Look over there. Why, Andrea, who is it?
Our own very little stowaway. It's Solid Snake. It's not. He hid himself in a box of oranges, remarkably. He says he's a friend of yours, Arion.
JP! No way! It's you! Arion. Let's introduce you properly. Everyone, this is Jean-Pierre Lepin, or JP for short. He's been my friend for less than a year, if you think about it. Je m'appelle JP. Sorry if I scared anyone by sneaking around. Nice to meet you all.
JP? Oh yeah, I thought I recognized that little face of yours. You're Ryman's keeper, aren't you?
Actually, Sam was in goal when we played against Ryman, and I was going to say rightfully so. No, he's good. Also really liked the Earth 11 as it was, but, I mean, he's not necessarily going to join us. What are you doing on our train?
Coach? Coach Black, please let JP play with the Earth 11 too. Please, sir, I promise I'll work hard and follow everything you say.
Everything?
Yes, sir.
Then you can be the dedicated janitor. Now go clean the toilets.
No, he's allowed to stay because we couldn't exactly throw him out into space, much as if it was going to happen to anyone. Oh, thank you so much, sir. Oh, JP, this is great. I'm sorry to anyone in the comments who likes JP, but look, I really liked Inazuma National, where all 11 members were either one of Arian, Ricardo, or Victor, or they were a brand new character that we were going to get to know and see the value in them despite them not being known footballers. And now
I'm looking forward to playing football with everyone.
and JP will be joining us alongside Zack Avalon. So we had the 11 cool members, and now we've got a walking gag character and one of the least popular characters in the franchise. That was a bit of a turn. Good to have you back, JP.
Good to have you aboard. Oh,
My, you're a hungry boy, aren't you? Sit yourself down. Auntie's gonna make you breakfast to fill you up, okay?
yay.
We will be warping after breakfast. Make sure you're all adequately prepared.
Yes, sir. Warping, huh? Oh, this is so exciting. Yeah. But before that, food. I can't play on an empty stomach. Nuh-uh.
You sure have the right idea.
Hey, I like this guy. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too.
I wasn't sure whether to spoil it or not while doing the bios because genuinely, so annoying. Thank you, Falco. Thank you for speaking your mind. In terms of goalkeeping ability, JP definitely has less catch than Terry, but he still beats out a lot of the options like Joseph King and Darren LaChance. He's kind of in the middle as far as that goes. I'd say he's probably worse than Quentin Cinquedea, but good in his own right.
Is this really all right? He most certainly won't have the capabilities you require.
Just as I thought.
What? Are you saying you've evaluated him already?
Someone like Jean-Pierre is necessary for our current team.
We've even heard it from Raydark's mouth now.
Do you think he carries a totem?
If everyone is present, we have entered warp range for Silica. Let us commence the warp.
Everyone take your seats now. Make yourselves comfortable. Next stop, Silica.
And now we can go to Silica on the Orion Express. It's going to make us select it from this middle panel just so that you absolutely know how to use it. Even though we can't back out of the menu, I'm mashing B. We can't select Earth either. You must go to Silica. So bye.
カウントダウン開始します。3、2、1、ワープ開始。